While this podcast isn't rated explicit, the content may not be suitable for younger listeners. Welcome to Sex for Saints, the Christian couple's guide to great sex. I'm your host, certified sex and marriage coach, Amanda Lauder. This is episode 370, When It Feels Like It's Never Enough. Welcome to Sex for Saints, a podcast for Christian couples. My goal with this podcast is to help enlighten, educate, and inspire you to understand yourself, your spouse, and your sexuality better. I talk about sex in a way you probably haven't heard before. I'm bold, I'm direct, but I keep everything in line with my strong Christian values. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you change, how much you grow, no matter how much new stuff you're willing to try, no matter how often you're having sex, it's never enough for your spouse? Maybe your partner keeps pushing for more frequency, more variety, more adventure, more intensity, more emotional depth. And while you're open to growing, maybe even have grown quite a bit, there's this constant pressure that makes you feel like you're always behind, like you're failing, like you'll never measure up. Today, we're talking about that feeling and what may really be going on underneath it. We're going to explore both sides of this dynamic, the spouse who feels like they can never give enough and the spouse who always seems to want more. So let's start with the first perspective. Why do we think it's never enough? Well, when you're on the receiving end of constant sexual requests, suggestions, or invitations to grow, it can feel overwhelming. Even if the requests are presented kindly, it just starts to wear on your heart. And you might begin to wonder, will they ever be satisfied with me? Am I broken because I don't want it as much as they do? Is something wrong with me because I'm not more adventurous? If I say no, will they pull away from me? Now, this taps into some very deep fears. For many people, sex is tied to their sense of worthiness, love, and acceptance. So when one partner is constantly pushing for more, it can easily be interpreted as, I'm not enough, even if that's not what the partner intends. Sometimes, the more we try to grow, the more we resent our spouse for still not being satisfied. We start to feel like we're chasing a finish line that keeps moving, that no matter how far we stretch, it's never going to be far enough. So what might be happening for the spouse who's always pushing for more? Let's flip that lens a little bit, right? And consider what could be happening for that partner who's constantly just craving more. Now, sex is rarely just about sex. It's how we regulate emotions. It's about how we seek comfort, connection, novelty, control, or validation. So when a spouse keeps pushing for more, it might not be because they're selfish or insatiable. It might be because sex is how they feel close and emotionally secure. They equate novelty with love or commitment. They're struggling with anxiety or sexual exploration to self-soothe. They don't feel desires and believe sex equals more worth. So in some cases, the person asking for more is genuinely curious and excited about expanding the sexual relationship. They see growth as a beautiful opportunity to deepen connection. But without awareness, their pursuit can come across as pressure, criticism, and dissatisfaction, even when that's not their intent. So let me say this loud and clear. Wanting more does not mean your partner doesn't love you or appreciate you. And being asked for more doesn't mean you're not enough. These two things can coexist. One, you're already enough. And two, there is room to grow. This is where many couples get stuck. We assume that if our spouse wants something different or additional, it must mean that they don't love us as we are. But think about it like this. A couple who wants another baby doesn't love the children they already have less. They simply have more love to give. It's not a rejection, it's an expansion. So instead of seeing your partner's desire for more as a sign of your inadequacy, try seeing it as an invitation into deeper understanding, communication, and collaboration. That said, there are boundaries. There are limits. And it's okay to say, this is what I'm open to, and this is what I'm not. So when is enough enough? This is a question only you and your spouse can answer together. Enough is not a number of sex acts. It's not a list of fantasies fulfilled. It's not a threshold of orgasms. Enough is a feeling. It's the feeling of mutual respect. It's the feeling of being seen, valued, and safe. It's knowing that both people are approaching sex as a gift, not a demand. Sometimes a partner keeps pushing for more because they haven't truly acknowledged what they already have. And sometimes the partner who's been giving and growing just needs to hear, I see you, I'm grateful, and you matter. If you're feeling like it's never enough, it might be time to pause and say, let's reassess. Are we trying to get somewhere, or can we just be here together for a moment? So what do you do if your partner is always pushing for more? Well, first, we want to get curious, not defensive. So instead of shutting down, try asking open-ended questions. Can you help me understand what's driving this desire? What are you really hoping to feel? Second, set loving boundaries. You don't have to do everything your partner wants in order to prove your love. Saying no is not a rejection, it's an invitation to deeper respect. Third, name what is working. Before jumping into what's missing, celebrate what's already good. I love when we fill in the blank. It means a lot to me that we, again, fill in the blank. All right. Fourth, check in with yourself. Are you acting from fear or love? Are you stretching because you want to or because you're afraid of losing them? And fifth, work as a team. Frame the conversation as a shared exploration. How can we grow together without pressure? What would feel exciting and safe for both of us? Remember, the healthiest sexual relationships are collaborative, not coercive. Is your marriage good, but you know it could be even better? Join me for my Strengthen Your Marriage class, where you will learn the tools, principles, and mindset shifts that create lasting connection and real growth as a couple. This isn't just about communication or conflict resolution. It's about learning how to truly partner with one another emotionally, spiritually, and sexually. Space is limited and spots are filling up quickly. Go to amandalauder.com/strengthen to grab your spot. And don't forget to use the coupon to get $50 off if you sign up by June 1st. Now back to our episode. So if you're the one in the relationship who finds yourself constantly wanting more sex, more variety, more intensity, more connection, I want to talk to you for a minute. First, let me say this with a lot of compassion. You're not wrong for wanting more. Desire is part of being human. It's how we grow. It's how we evolve. It's part of your aliveness. And there's nothing shameful about that. But how you handle your desire makes all the difference in how you impact your relationship. So let's start with this. Just because you want more doesn't mean your partner isn't enough. And just because your partner has limits doesn't mean you're being rejected. This is where self-awareness becomes crucial. So ask yourself, what am I actually hungry for? Am I seeking novelty or intensity to avoid something uncomfortable inside of me? Am I trying to feel powerful, wanted, validated, soothed, or connected? Am I equating sexual variety or frequency with love or acceptance? Because if the root of your desire is insecurity, no amount of sex will ever fill that hole. Sorry to tell you. Your partner could say yes to everything every day, and it still wouldn't be enough. Not because of them, but because of what's going on inside of you. And that's not a flaw. It's just a signal that it might be time to shift from trying to get your partner to meet all of your needs to learning how to meet some of them for yourself. Through emotional work, through healing, through connection to something deeper than novelty and sex. So here's a powerful reframe. Wanting more doesn't mean you're not grateful for what you have. It's like wanting more children, not because you don't love the ones you have, but because your heart has room to expand. You can be deeply grateful for the love, sex, and connection you currently experience with your spouse and long for more. That's the difference between scarcity and abundance. A scarcity mindset says, I have to push for more or I'll never be happy. What we have now isn't enough. If they don't give me more, something is wrong with them or me. If I'm not constantly expanding our sex life, I'm failing, or they are. An abundance mindset says, what we have is beautiful and I'd love to explore even more together. I'm grateful for our current connection. I trust that we can grow sexually without pressure or fear. I don't need them to fulfill every desire to know I'm loved or whole. When you come from abundance, you invite your partner to grow with you rather than dragging them forward or making them feel like they're not enough. So here's what it sounds like in practice. Instead of, you never want to try anything new, try, I've been feeling curious about exploring something new together. Would you be open to talking about it? Instead of, we're not having sex often enough. I'm not getting what I need. Try, I love when we connect sexually. I'd love to find ways we can enjoy that even more frequently, but I want to be sure it works for both of us. That kind of language creates space for collaboration. It honors your desire without demanding. It keeps the door open rather than slamming it shut with pressure. So if you're the spouse who is always wanting more, here's how you can manage that desire in a way that honors your partner and the relationship. First, get clear on what you actually want. Is it about sex or is it about emotional closeness? Do you want adventure or affirmation? Knowing what's underneath your desire helps you find healthier ways to meet it. Second, practice gratitude before asking for more. Regularly reflect on what you do have in your sexual relationship and express that to your partner. Gratitude softens the conversation and keeps you grounded. Third, be honest, not demanding. You can express your desires without making them ultimatums. You can say, this would be exciting for me, without saying, if we don't do this, I'll feel rejected. Fourth, do your own inner work. If your desire feels obsessive or compulsive, it might be time to talk to a coach or therapist. There may be deeper needs you're trying to meet through sex that could be addressed in a healthier way. And fifth, let love lead the conversation. Remember, sex is not just a place to get something, it's a place to give and connect. When you lead with love, you'll be surprised how much more open and generous your partner may become. So whether you're the partner who feels like it's never enough or the one who always wants more, the heart of the issue is often the same. Am I safe to be who I am? Can I be loved here? For the partner who's afraid they'll never measure up, you're already enough. For the partner who wants more, your desire doesn't make you too much. The goal is to stop performing and start connecting, to stop striving and start collaborating, to move from pressure into possibility. Let your sexual relationship be a space of abundance, where love, curiosity, safety, and respect create a playground for the both of you, where growth is welcomed but not demanded, where desire is honored but never forced. You can build that together. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. Remember, love is a journey, not a destination. Stay committed, stay passionate, and stay connected. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Like what you're hearing on this podcast? Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Don't forget to leave me a review and share it with your friends.